The WNBA has arrived. Caitlyn Clark's gotten really good really fast. It's like the end of year 1 for Michael Jordan or year 3 for Michael Jordan. She's gotten really good really fast. And you got to put a body on her, or you got to double team her, or she's going to embarrass you. She's shooting 33-footers. And what happened last night's a byproduct of that. This is what happened to MJ. She's number 1 and 2 in every offensive stat. She's hitting more threes this season than Steph Curry did in his first MVP season. And her game embarrasses you. So like men's basketball, J.C. Sheldon had the task of stopping the latest superstar in her basketball league. And this thing was chatty in the second quarter. It was chatty. They've got history. It was trash talking. And then in the third quarter, Sheldon poked her in the eye. Again, this is something we see all the time. They were on each other. They were talking. It was trashy. The superstar like MJ, unstoppable, poke her in the eye, and that's a flagrant foul, and it should have been a flagrant foul. And then Marina Mabrey, this is inappropriate, came over, knocked her over. Many thought she should have been thrown out of the game. Well, she did get a technical. It's a little bad boys Pistons with MJ. For the record, Caitlyn Clark got up. She wasn't hurt. She did more trash talking. She hit more threes. She remained remarkable. Just like all the great, if you respect women, stop pandering. She's tough. She's feisty. She likes to taunt and talk. And nobody quite knows what the hell to do. I mean, when Candace Parker, 10 years ago, Candace Parker led this sport WNBA in assists with 6 a game. Caitlyn Clark's not only the best guard, the best shooter, hitting 33-footers. They're flashy and kind of embarrass you. She's averaging 9 assists a game. She's changed the entire tempo of the sport. Forget the merchandise. That's another segment. So they don't know what to do. Hack-a-Shack. Mike Dunleavy, coaching the Blazers. We can't stop him. And we have Arvydas Sabonis. Steph Curry's first couple years in the league. Thank God for Draymond Green. And by the way, this league, they knew what they were getting into, right? Like, and I'll get to this in a second, but they brought Sophie Cunningham over in a trade for a reason. She's the youngest black belt in the state of Missouri's history, 6 years old. They brought her over to protect Caitlyn Clark because they saw this puppy coming. The league doesn't quite know what to do, but the Fever did. And so, again, you got to put a body on her. You got to get physical. If you go look at the history of basketball, high school, college, WNBA, NBA, if there's an offensive player and they're humiliating you, Steph, Shaq, MJ, Caitlyn, what do? You can't trap her. She'll dribble through it. You got to put a body on her. You got to double team her. You try to get in her head with trash talking. It's not working at all. It's the ultimate compliment, in my opinion. But take a deep breath. Caitlyn bounced up. The eye couldn't have been gouged that violently because she could see just fine, draining jumpers after. Do I think it crossed a line? Yeah, that's why we had a flagrant foul and a technical. And do I think the officials are trying to figure out how quite to officiate her? Yes, I was at the Blazers-Lakers series in Los Angeles. I know where I was sitting behind the basket when Kobe hit Shaq for the slam dunk. And I looked over at Bob Whitsitt, at the time the GM of the Blazers, and thought, we had Arvydas Sabonis with the Blazers. We couldn't stop him. They didn't know how to officiate him. This is what happens when a superstar emerges. And here is the coach of the Fever after.
This is what happens, right? This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're going to compete. And they're going to have their teammates' backs. It's exactly what you expect, right, out of fierce competition. So I started talking to the officials in the first quarter, and we knew this was going to happen. They got to get control of it. They got to be better. They got to be better.
Can you specifically detail what you mean by get control of the game, just to be in your words?
Get control of the game is call the fouls that are actually happening on the floor.
So there you go. She said it best. Colin's being like, nah, it's okay. It's okay. And now you have the coach being like, this is ridiculous. Like, yeah, it's competitive and it's, you got to call the fouls. So I want to talk about this from all the various angles that we have right here, because I understand what Colin is saying. And it's a shame because I recorded a video last night that I was supposed to post this morning, but unfortunately I wrote the wrong time, so now it's posting tomorrow. Because I knew this was going to be the take. And it's not pandering to these women, trying to, saying like, oh, if you think these women are great, well then, don't pander. It's that's not the take here, because I'm all for the intensity. I'm all for the drama. It's good for the WNBA. It's needed. If this was just a regular old game and Caitlyn Clark puts up 20, 10, and 8 or something, it would be a great game. It would be fun. We talk about it. But it's like, because of this drama, because of this intensity, that's why it's just like, it becomes, again, continues to be can't miss TV. You have to talk about it. It's a thing that just explodes and erupts everywhere across the country. And so you want to be able to still have this chippiness, still have this intensity, have these women get angry and jaw at each other, but it still has to be done in a way that's safe. You can't body slam a girl to the floor, or a guy, it doesn't matter what it is, on a dead ball foul. If they were both going for the ball and it got really extra physical, then I could understand. Then I'm like, yeah, I don't want them thrown out. Like, yeah, it was obviously kind of a cheap shot a little bit, but like, it's all right. Let's keep it going. Let's see how they retaliate, within the flow of the game. But when you're talking about a dead ball foul and you get slammed to the ground like that, I mean, like, that's crazy. I mean, that is, you gotta get thrown out of the game in that regard. I mean, it's just crazy. And this is what I keep saying. I've been saying this. Go check the tape. Caitlyn Clark is being defended like it's Game 7 of the playoffs, okay? And it's unsustainable. I get it that Caitlyn Clark will embarrass everyone unless they keep going, but Caitlyn Clark can't be found. You're right. She is tough. She is a beast. She is a monster. I mean, and you love to see it. You love to see her get worked up and how she's clapping and screaming at the crowd and jawing back. Like, you love that, like, that intensity we crave. I mean, it makes it can't miss TV. It's genuine box office. But just like the NBA figured out, it's just like we can't allow playoff fouls all year long. Playoff style defense all year long, because it does break down these players. It breaks them down. It breaks them down in the playoffs. We have so many injuries taking place in the playoffs. And this is with grown men in their prime, in their physical prime. So like it is a thing. So you want the physicality, but it still has to be within reason. That's the thing. And I get it. Caitlyn Clark is embarrassing these women. And they hate her for it. They hate her. They can't stomach her success. And I love watching it. I mean, it's just, if they just played her defensively like it was a regular game, like she was just a regular old person, she would be dropping like 45 points a game. I mean, like, it's so outrageous what she's doing. It really is. It's just, she has more threes, higher pace for more threes than Steph did in his MVP year, and she's missing games here. I mean, it's outrageous. And Colin saying, oh, she's averaging 9 assists, and before that, Candace was averaging like 6 assists or something like that. When the reality is that Caitlyn Clark would be averaging, I'm trying to think of like a realistic number, probably 14 assists a game. Realistically, she could probably be averaging around 40. So she could like almost be tripling what the highest average assist per game was. I mean, it's just, she could be averaging more assists than most teams collectively. It's just wow. And that's the problem with assists, is that you rely on other people making shots. I mean, like, there was 4 or 5 or 6 blown assists yesterday alone that I always document, because I'm always just like, Boston missed a bunch. Like, but again, and that's the thing, I have all these notes. I got like 15 plus timestamps throughout the game, and because of all of this that went down, it's like, well, there's no point. There's no point right now to even go through all of those moments, because like, this is the moment. This is the story, right? And on one side it's a good thing, one side it's a bad thing. It's mixed, honestly. Like it's part of the entertainment. It's part of what keeps it fresh. It's why Colin Cowherd is opening his show with Caitlyn Clark right now and the Indiana Fever. If they just win and there's no chippiness, no physicality, no drama, and the score was still 88-71, the score could have been 100-30, and they wouldn't have opened the show with it. They would have probably talked about it. They could have mentioned it, But this is why this continues to be a phenomenon, a revolution. It's all part of it. We have the greatest WNBA player of all time, who's only in year 2, like 5 games into year 2. She's already the best WNBA player of all time. She's already one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And she's arguably the most hated basketball player of all time. And one of the most hated athletes of all time. That's the insanity. You can make the argument that she is the most hated athlete of all time. And she's one of the greatest. I mean, it's insane. And that's why you keep getting this. There's no other reason why. It's not just because of her greatness that they just continue to hate on her. And why they want to stop her and why Mabry could not wait to get after Caitlyn. She just could not wait to slam her to the ground. It was like, yes, give me a reason. Let's go. And I love to see the retaliation by Sophie Cunningham. I mean, that was awesome. That's what they need. They need that enforcer. They need that Draymond Green. I was disgusted how at the time on the court, nobody retaliated. Nobody protected Caitlyn Clark. I made the video about that before that posted. Nobody did that. Howard was right there, and she just kind of put her hand around the belly. I think it was against Mabry, and was just kind of like the old little gentle tap of hey, come on, don't do that. And I was like, are you serious right now? How do you not immediately see red? How do you not immediately push her back to the ground? The fact that there was nothing else, that it took minutes later for there to be any type of retaliation was mind blowing to me, and it's indefensible. But Sophie Cunningham still sent her message, and it was funny because she did something within the confines of the game and had a pretty gentle foul relative to what it could be, and yet she leaped up, and that's why even on the broadcast they're like, well, you can't throw her out because you didn't throw Mabry out, and what Mabry did was a million times worse, and yet the reaction to what Sophie Cunningham did was even more heightened. I mean, they were ready to throw bows at that point. It's just come on, man. And that's what's hilarious about it. It's I can't believe you did what you just did to me. And it's are you seeing what you've been doing all game? Miss me with this nonsense right now. But again, this is all part of the excitement. But the WNBA needs to figure out how to handle this. They need to figure out. They need to talk to the NFL. They need to talk to the NBA. They need to talk to other leagues. They need to get outside, guidance. They're terrible at running their organization. They're terrible at running the WNBA. Ask the leagues that actually know what they're doing and be this is obviously great for the league. The intensity, the fire, the drama. We want to protect these girls. We want to protect Caitlyn Clark, but we don't want to take away the intensity too much. What do we do? What are the pros and cons about this? What does your injury data tell you, actually? You guys call easier fouls. You have a lighter whistle during the regular season compared to the playoffs. What's your logic behind that? Why do you do that? How do you go about it? What do you tell your refs? How much quicker are you to throw out someone in a game compared to the playoffs? Let's talk about this. We haven't had to really deal with this because our games did not matter for the last 25 plus years. They matter now. What's the story here? People are finally watching us. That's what the WNBA needs to do. Don't be we know what we're doing. We've been running this league for 25 years. Yeah, running it into the ground. And other people will be oh, the WNBA has always been chippy. Like I said in my other video, yeah, go watch a bunch of 12-year-olds play basketball. It gets pretty chippy in an intramural league, okay? Doesn't make it good. Doesn't make it fun. Doesn't make it interesting. Doesn't make it entertaining. wild. The tagline, the title of this video is Caitlyn Clark is embarrassing the WNBA and they hate her for it. And fans love to see it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Caitlyn Clark? Just continuing to embarrass the WNBA, quite frankly, and how they're all responding to it, like the literal violent response to it all. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.